How's it going, everybody? It is Matty here today, bringing you a Fallout 4 discussion video. Now, before anything, be sure to check out the link in the description to my previous video. That is me trying to guide you guys on where you should go from here now that the PlayStation Experience and Game Awards have no signs of Fallout 4. Anyways, I promised an interesting little message to Bethesda today, so here it is. Let's talk a little bit about 2014 first. 2014, in my opinion, has been a bit of a long stretch when it comes to Fallout 4. It's just its first full year of actual game development on whatever Bethesda Game Studios is working on. If you do not know, they began full development of the entire team working on it in April 2013. So they've had about a year and 8 months. So you take that, that's a decent amount of time with pre-production 2 years before that. That's a decent amount of time in development. So naturally, I could toss all the facts at you, and if you use your head right there, you could tell 2015 the game should be done. But Bethesda's such an anti-hype machine, it's almost scary to the point where they're almost Square Enix level. You know, what they pulled at, the PlayStation Experience with the Final Fantasy VII on the PS4. Real funny, Square. You got us good, dude. Not at all. I was really fucking mad, actually. Anyways, Bethesda's almost at that level where, even though I've told viewers, you probably have nothing to worry about. Bethesda will probably announce this game in 2015. But still, like I said, they are scary. So I wanted to make this little message to them and talk about now moving on to 2015. Bethesda, 2015. You have no excuse. Don't know how to say it without sounding like a prying little fanboy who's just begging for the game. But that's the God's honest truth, I feel. You don't have an excuse on why this game shouldn't be announced in 2015. I can understand putting your foot down in 2014 and be like, no, we need to focus on development for this game, polish this thing up, really impress people, set a new level for RPGs in the West. Fine. But when it comes to 2015, you will be entering, I hate to throw facts around, but you'll be entering the 4th year since Bethesda Game Studios has released a game. And if by fall of 2015 you don't have this game announced, so help me God, I don't know what I'll do. I will probably start making videos on something else for once, because my fanship can only go so far, and the same thing applies to so many other fans. Bethesda, you have to understand it at this point that shoving Fallout merch down people's throats and just sitting there with a shit-eating grin like, it's coming soon, but don't worry. We got a bunch of other Fallout merch, and we're publishing some games. I love the Bethesda published games. 2014 was a great year. Wolfenstein is one of my favorite games of this year. So is The Evil Within. Elder Scrolls Online. But you guys have really upped that quality. But you know just as well as anyone that as much as some people are open-minded, such as myself, and actually enjoy those games, that what 99% of people care about is what Bethesda Game Studios is working on. And it's one of the most anticipated unannounced games, considering it's being assumed that it's Fallout 4. And it's come to that point. 2015, there's just no reason. Unless you are stuck in the pits of development hell, then I wouldn't say you owe an explanation to your fans, but stringing them along for so long, not intentionally. I know Bethesda hasn't done anything intentionally to this point. They've had some people associated with them string us along, but not Bethesda themselves, except for that one French tease. That was a little interesting, and that still kind of confuses me to this day. But I know they haven't done anything intentionally, but still, they've dug themselves into a hole, and 2015 is the year. It's almost got to be, but I figured making a little message to you guys. Hopefully it gets to the higher ups. Probably won't. Probably just see a 19-year-old sitting in his bedroom talking about your video games and just go, huh, that's funny. He thinks he can tell us what to do. He thinks he knows marketing. But where am I going with this one? I'm done. I just want to go ahead, give you guys my thoughts. Hopefully Bethesda sees this. Maybe ring some bells there. Get the idea out there that, holy shit, maybe we should announce this game. Anyways, not trying to sound like a prying fanboy, though. I'm not upset that the Game Awards and the PlayStation Experience didn't show anything. There were some amazing games at both those shows. 2015 has even more amazing games to show off. So, naturally, I'm not too upset, but I'd really like to see Fallout 4 in 2015 because there's no excuse. So, now that I'm done, hope you guys enjoyed. Let Bethesda know what you think in the comments down below. As always, be sure to follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. Other than that, my fall lovers, stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.